morning, good afternoon and good evening from wherever you may be in the world, and welcome for one last time to the NXT Gen Cup YouTube channel. We're here at Mantorp Park, Frederick, and we're here for the final round of the championship. We've had 5 beautiful rounds before this, 2 in Germany, 3 in Sweden, and it's time for one final dance.
Good morning everyone watching at home. Good morning Dan, good morning to the big audience on the way in. It's mixed feelings today, Dan. It's the last day with the family, it feels like. It's ending today. We have an exciting day coming up. We have 2 races, 62 points up for grabs, 30 for a race victory, 1 for the fastest lap.
Yes.
And we might crown the first champion already in the first race. So, but it's mixed feelings. I mean, we're ready to sad it's end today.
Yeah, I mean, crowning the official Swedish junior champion, which is a very big title to have, and even because it is possible that an American wins the championship, he will still be Swedish junior champion. You've worked very hard as the NXT Gen Cup organization with Svenska Bilsport, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean, we wanted everyone to be able to win the junior championship title, even if you're not Swedish. So we fought hard for that, and the Swedish Motorsport Federation was on our side. They agreed, so we made that happen. So we are at Mantorp Park. It's one of our biggest tracks. Historically, we've always done the final race weekend of the championships in Sweden here. And it has been chaos. Normally, we had some crazy races. So turn 1, just behind the cameraman here, and turn 2 has decided some of the championships in the last few years. So we're looking forward to that. You know all the details of the track, Dan. You normally do.
Yes, 3.1 kilometers long. 9 corners in total. A few very challenging ones, especially turn 6. Keep an eye on that one. It's uphill, left-hander. Some take it flat, some don't. It requires some confidence in the car. I know that Ellis yesterday was one of the only ones who took it flat, and that actually did gain him 2-3 tenths in that corner. So it is quite a good thing if you can take it flat, but the confidence needs to be there. Also, championship yesterday, 16 points was in it. Yesterday qualifying, Linus Grandfors qualified on pole position, Elias Adestam in 3rd, which means that Linus gained 3 points in the championship. You can see Linus here. He is first out, of course, on pole position. 19 points is the gap in the championship at the moment.
We have a few minutes, Dan, before we need to walk into the commentary booth. You should ask Linus.
Yes, let's see if Linus a big moment for you. You clinch the championship here. How
Of course, feels great. Just to get a good result, I can't do anything what Elias comes to me, so yeah, we'll just give everything.
What are you looking for? That turn 1, a good start?
To start and try to keep the lead for the first lap.
All right, good luck.
Thank you.
Well, Linus, confident as ever.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at Elias a little bit further back, he's on a charge. So is Ellis a little bit further back. He qualified, I think, in P6. So for him, a lot of work to do.
Let's have a chat with Elias. So obviously Elias had an off at qualifying. He still manages to qualify P3. So you're starting P3 for the first race. What's your plan?
My plan is to just work as many points as possible. I think we have a good outlook. I was the fastest, so if you discount the slipstream yesterday, so I think we can definitely win, and hopefully I will as well.
So you are one of the few drivers that actually has raced here at Mantorp before. Do you have any tricks up your sleeve?
Yeah, I know where I lost the win last time, so I'm going to make sure that this time I'm not the one losing.
Good luck for the race. So he seems very focused.
Yeah.
I like that. He always gives the right, correct answers, and he's happy. So
this is for him.
Yeah. Let's walk up to Ellis. You need to attack him.
Ask him, of course. Our American can't. Two races of the season. You're on a charge. 24 points behind. What are you looking
Let these 2 fight it out up front, see if they make any mistakes, and I'll be right there with them to take advantage of anything that they do that might send them off track, backwards in the pack, whatever. So see what we can do. Just going to be maximum attack. Like I said, we have nothing left to defend, so out of the top 3 I have the least amount to lose in these 2 races, so it's going to be full send.
Where would you like to be come turn 2?
I'm not sure. I think it's not really a big advantage to be on with the toe, so just going to let the pack racing happen down the straight and I think around maybe top 4, top 5. We'll see where we end up, but it's going to be like being at home, good old NASCAR down that back straight, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
How much do you think that slipstream is going to take effect here this weekend?
I think in qualifying it was almost 0.6 of a second, so it's going to be a game of patience and a game of who's going to come out on top by the time we get back to the checkered flag.
All right, let's thank you very much.
So let's get ready to walk into the commentary booth then. So the driver seems to be ready. The cars are definitely ready. The sun is on our side. So let's let the viewers watch the intro, and we'll have a little walk, you and me.
Enjoy it. Welcome back to Mantorp Park. Frederick, we're at the verge of the finale of this championship. I just want to look back really quickly while we've got some time at the previous races that we have had. Being the founder of the series, what was your personal highlight of the season?
I mean, I have so many highlights. The biggest highlight is the racing that's been going on. I don't have a specific moment. It's just they've been racing so hard, and the racing has been so exciting. We're really happy about that. So just for the viewers, before we continue, Dan, so NXT Gen Cup is a fully electric junior category for drivers that are turning 15 until they turn 25. They can join. We have a fully electric race car with 170 horsepowers. We have a push-to-pass function with 60 more horsepowers that they can use for 5 seconds, 2 times every race. And we will crown the Swedish junior champion in racing today. We will crown the first NXT Gen Cup champion. So the cars are on the way to the grid, but the highlight, Dan, obviously the racing.
Well then, just quickly, because we have got a championship on the line, and as it stands, if Linus Granfors and Elias Adestam finish where they have qualified, so first and third, taking the fastest lap out of the occasion, Linus will lead by 29 points going into the last race, and that will probably put one hand on the trophy.
Yeah, I mean, he's in a good position. He did what he had to do, Linus. He got pole position. He got 4 more points for the pole position yesterday, so he increased his lead, as you say, and I mean, the race is in his hands. The championship is in his hands at the moment. Yeah.
So let's take a look then through the starting grid that we have. Linus Granfors, like I said, will start from the pole position. Enzo Holman is following him on the front row. Elias Adestam in third, ahead of Victor Nielsen, together on the second row. Theo Jernberg in fifth, ahead of Ellis Spezia in sixth. A lot of work to do for him. Mikael Njör in seventh, he was quick yesterday, together with Alexander Christensen on the fourth row. Graham Hofmans and Isaac Arvidsson find themselves on the fifth row in ninth and 10th respectively. Måns Tallin in 11th, ahead of Jonathan Engström in 12th. Once again, a lot of work to do in that first race for Jonathan Engström, trying to get up into the top 10 for that reversed grid pole position. Alice Gustafsson in P13, Louise Larsson in P14, Siri Högfeldt in 15th, ahead of Sebastian Schinmark in 16th, Philip Bartos in 17th, Katie Turner in 18th, and Sebastian Serban, our new Romanian driver for this weekend, not eligible to however to score points because he's over the age limit of 25, will start from the back of the grid.
Exactly. I'm happy to have Sebastian here, Serban from Romania. He's the 8th nationality competing in the championship, so that's also exciting. It shows how interested people are in the electrificated racing and the sustainable motorsport, so we're really happy about that. So they're doing the short lap now just to save some energy, get ready for the start, so we're not far away from a race start.
Well, on the right-hand side, there you see the gantry. 5 red lights will be on it. And then when they go out, we're underway for the second-to-last race of the championship. And like I said, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, that yellow and white car at the front of the field, the number 3 Linus Grandfors, he can clinch the championship in this race. First hurdle for him is line up in your grid box correctly. Next to him will be Enzo Holman in the 7 Fornadabil car, the green car. He has to park in his right position, so does Elias Adestam right behind the man he wants to chase down, Fredrik.
Exactly, and we need to talk about Enzo Hallman. He's starting second. He's not had a victory. He's had a second place finish at Gelleråsen, and Linus Granfors and Enzo Hallman actually helped each other at qualifying. They were towing each other on the long straight, so that's how they ended up on P1 and P2. So maybe they play it smart here, you know. Maybe Enzo will protect Linus a little bit, or will he let him win? Maybe they can help each other. So they're friends, best mates. I think that's also a plus for Linus at this stage.
I talked to Enzo before this race and he was ready to go for that victory, so I don't think when it comes to it he will let Linus take that victory. Of course, we have to remember the people at Gelleråsen, it came down to less than a 1/10 of a second at the line that Linus snatched that win away from Enzo Holman. So if he can do the reverse, we can see the lady waiting with the green flag, helping everyone lining up in their grid box correctly. At the moment she's at the 9 of Mikael Njert. Mikael Njert is in the 6, excuse me. He's in the Teershine car on the right-hand side of that. In the 9, it is Isaac Arvidsson. He struggled yesterday, but found the speed in qualifying right at the moment where he needed to find it, Fredrik.
Exactly, and he was leading the race at Gelleråsen, if you remember. So our sim racer, Isaac Arvidsson, in the STFG car, he might do a good job. And remember, for race 2, we are swapping the top 8 positions. So if you are position 8 in race 1, you will start pole position in race 2. So some people might be pushing for that during the race. So we have a standing start. Obviously we can see the start lights to the upper right of your screen, and our flag lady, she's had quite of a walk now, all the way up
all the way
field.
to the back of the grid.
Exactly. So as soon as she waves the green flag, we will have, and there we have it. So we have a green flag, and on your right side you will see a 5-second board, and then the drivers are getting ready for the start.
So there's the 5-second board then. We're waiting for those 5 red lights to come on. Linus Granfors, leader in the championship. Also leader yesterday after qualifying. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That start's going to be important. It's lights out. And we're underway for the second to last race. Good start for Linus Granfors. An even better one for Elias Adestam. He's looking to cover off the 50 of Victor Nielsen behind in the top 3. Is underway well. Already attacking down the turn 1 into the inside of Enzo Holman. Is Elias Adestam immediately going to get past? They can't fight too much because losing that toe is going to be vulnerable. And he gets past him. That's exactly what Elias Adestam wanted. A little bit of touchy-touchy with the grass there for Linus Granfors, but manages to get through successfully. Also take a look further back in the field. Elias Adestam, who's gained that position, but also Ellis Piezza, he's gotten up to P5, and we've got a spin. Is that the fortune of Katie Turner? Yes, it is, and she's not stuck. She's managed to get out of that. And that's not exactly what she was hoping for at the start of this race. Now, this long back straight, Fredrik, makes up 34% of the track. And here's where we're going to see moves at the end of it.
Yeah, and Måns Dahlin is using a push to pass in the background, we can see. Elias Adestam did exactly what he had to do. He snatched Enzo Holman going into turn 2, and then he lost the position again out of the second corner, but now he's back again. So into turn 5, he's taken Enzo Holman again, and Ellis Piezza now up to 4th position. That's important for him if he's going to keep his championship fight alive.
Now, I do know one thing, and that's that the gap at the front of the field for Linus Granfors was 1.2 seconds. Fredrik, you know as much as me that you cannot lose that. So, however, though, if they finish like they are, Linus cannot take the championship, even with a fastest lap. So for Elias, this is enough to at least take the championship to the last race of the season. Mikael Njert up the inside as well. He's trying to make his way through. This is the second last corner of the circuit. Now back onto the start-finish straight. Lap 1 is completed. Still Linus Granfors at the front of the field, but out. The top three have changed because it's Elias Adestam in front of Enzo Holman. Now behind that is Ellis Spezia on a charge.
Yeah, Linus Granfors, he has a little healthy lead now. So the fight that Adestam and Enzo was doing in turn 1, turn 2, the last lap, has given him a little bit of a breathing room. So that's good, and I think this will spice it up as well, giving Ellis Spezia a chance to catch up these guys. And our Romanian friend has a spin going into turn 1.
That's Sebastian Serban.
Well done, he's back on track.
So not causing a safety car, that's an important thing, of course, for him trying to keep that car on track. He has a Mini at home as well, an electric Mini that he uses for hill climb, so he's very well known with this concept of cars. Graham Hoffmans, who also started further up the grid than he had done the whole season, he is up into 9th as well.
And we seem to have, no.
Do we have a safety car?
No,
we don't.
no.
At that point in time, I thought they was driving so nicely in line, trying all to get that slipstream, that we had a safety car. But
the slipstream is doing its job, so I think Enzo Hallman and Elias Adestam together are quicker on the straight than Linus Granfors, fighting all of his own. So they're up his rear wing at the moment. For how long can he keep the lead? Ellis Spezia is not really following the guys. I think he's playing it safe now, making sure he's got the tire pressures and tire temperatures under control before he's pushing. So here we can see Spezia in the Varta car, chasing the top 3 going into the last corner.
Quickest second sector time for Anders Gustafsson. He was Mr. Consistent, is still coming into this round with very consistent top 5 finishes. He's looking to gain a couple of positions more to keep that run going. And Enzo Holman trying to keep up with Elias Adestam, failing with that a little bit. Elias has found his groove. We know, Fredrik, that he's super quick at this track. He's found his groove on the left hand side. You can see the timing tower now. Elias Adestam second in the number 8. Linus Granfors the number 3 in P1. Siri Höckfeldt, a good start for her as well, starting further back than she would have wanted. She's up to P13. One who has dropped down is Isaac Arvidsson. He's dropped 5 positions from his starting position.
Exactly, and if they finish the race as they are driving right now, Granfors will lead the championship by 24 points. And it's 31 more up for grabs in race 2, so the fight will still be open for the championship after that.
Here we're looking on board with Mikael Njör, and I think we're going to see a move maybe for the lead here. Elias Adestam is up the inside of Linus Granfors. We saw in the front of shots all the way at the beginning. Here we go, Linus Granfors has lost the lead to Elias Adestam, and that, well, puts the points in his favor. He closes the gap as it stands at the moment, and also Fredrik has the fastest lap, so that gives him an extra bonus point to close that gap. 19 points it was, and that gap is coming down at the moment.
So I think it was a push to pass excursion, and Linus Granfors takes it back. Did Adestam make a mistake going a little bit too quick into the F2 corner, and Enzo Hallman also manages to squeeze through. I think Enzo Hallman would play it safe here, don't risk anything for Linus, one of his best mates. And Ellis Spezia is now in the mix as well as Victor Nielsen in the Åsberghus car, start number 50. And I mean, they're all up there. They're just waiting for their moment to pounce if someone makes a mistake.
Look at that, I've just seen something. The left-hand side mirror, we're going to see it here. Look at Enzo Holman's car, the 400 wheel car, the green one. That mirror is knocked, and that's looking at the sky at the moment. He's not seeing anything on the left-hand side of that car. Was that contact maybe with Elias Adestam or with Linus Granfors earlier on in the race? We know one thing, Elias Adestam is not used to this push to pass, so it was the slipstream taking full effect on the back straight.
I mean, it's one of the longest straights we go to during the calendar, so I'm not surprised it makes this big of a difference. And Enzo Hallman now, it looks really quick. He's trying, okay, he's going for it. So Enzo Hallman is now overtaking Linus Granfors. So he's ditching his best mate. He's going for the victory. He's a race driver.
Look at that. It's not only that. Elias Adestam is catching up like a rocket behind them as well. He's up the inside of Linus Granfors. He's going to try and make his way through. Look at Ellis Spezia. He's patiently waiting in the background for something ahead of him to go wrong. If they do go off together, he picks up the pieces. And they cannot afford any mistakes. He's now behind Linus Granfors, trying to take the inside of the corner. He's not going to take it flat. That's one thing I know for sure. Linus Granfors gets his way through. Elias Adestam has to make his way up the inside. He does do that. Enzo Holman has ditched Linus Granfors. That's not, I think, what they were talking about before the race. And that has also allowed Ellis Spezia to come through the inside, however, though, for Linus Granfors, so nothing to be lost. Ellis is going to squeeze it to the inside. Linus is going to push him to the outside of the track, but room left. Very respectful racing between the three of them.
And this gives Victor Nielsen in the Åsberghus car the chance now as well to dive maybe on Linus Granfors. He needs to be cautious, and he's back in front of Ellis Spezia, so he needs to slot in right behind. He's trying
to do the cutback.
Drifting out.
The cutback from Ellis Piazza that gives him the outside for turn 2 though, so not ideal. Victor Nielsen is now going to try and make his way up the inside. Those two had big contact at Knutstorp, took Ellis out of the race, and the two are once again together, and you do not want to be together side by side going into the next part of the track. It's a very tight chicane, right hand side corner, and he's going to get all the way pushed off the track, and I think Victor even left the track himself, so not leaving any space for Ellis Piazza. He's trying to side draft him. Linus Granfeld on the left hand side is trying to follow the toe of Elias Adestam. Elias is now going for a move on Enzo Holman. Look at how many cars we've got side by side on the back straight. The slipstream doing great effect here on the back straight. Elias Adestam past Enzo Holman, but I don't think this is the last time we're going to see a lead change, Frederick.
No, I don't think so as well. So he's up in the lead now. Linus Granfeld's third. Ellis Piazza is in the middle of the pack. This is not good for his championship fight. Victor Nielsen has done a good job. We've got 3 cars wide going into the fast left-hander. Victor Nielsen now P4 ahead of Ellis Piazza. They've played it safe so far. We haven't had a lot of contact. Very well driven by all of these drivers at the moment. One mirror folding in, that's more than fine. Going into the last corner.
I mean, Robbing is racing, I was going to say, but the Schun car getting pushed all the way wide, and I think that was the 4 of Theo Jernberg in that car. Well, that's not exactly what you want to see going down to the last corner. Jonathan Engstrom going for a move on Ellis Piazza as well. Ellis is dropping pace here. Has he put those tires over a cliff, trying to work those tires too hard, trying to get past Linus Granfors? Maybe that's what he's done, but he's losing pace, and he's going to try and catch up back to the inside. You don't try it there, Ellis. That's not the smartest way to do it. Try the cutback, but at a corner where you don't really want to put yourself up the inside.
He's taking risks. He needs to take risk, and he's doing it, and this will give him the position for sure going out on the straights if Jonathan Engstrom can't do the cutback. Graham Hoffman's in the Hankook car, start number 2, our 14-year-old driver, and Ellis is using the push to pass now. We can see it on our computer in front of us, so you will see him speed away from Jonathan Engstrom, so he needs to fight back. He needs to get out of this group of drivers, just not to risk having an incident.
Who set speed away, and that is what he has done. I think Graham Hoffmans was also using some of his push to pass. Elias Adestam has managed to keep that first position down to the last corner. What Elias is doing now is trying to feel, where am I quicker than Enzo? Where is Enzo quicker than me? And where do I have to position my car to keep P1 going into turn 5?
So we're on board with Mikkel Nuhr, our Danish driver, going into the fast left-hander. He's right behind Graham Hoffmans, our 14-year-old driver in the Hankook car. Graham going a little bit wide, giving Mikkel Nuhr the opportunity to go on the inside, leaves him no room. I mean, Mikkel Nuhr is used to driving on rally, so he's used to that. It's not a problem for him. Graham obviously, we have a big slide, well done. So
goodness me, how did he catch that? That was almost a full 90-degree slide from Mikkel Nuhr, but that rallying paying off there and keeping the car pointing in the right direction. Graham up into P6. He had the confidence at Yellowrossen. He's got his confidence here as well back, and he's up into P6. This would be, if he finishes here, his best finishing position of the season.
And Alexander Christiansson in the NXT Gen Cup orange car, start number 27, is right up Mikkel Nuhr's back. So he's been fighting this year for victories. He hasn't really put it together. I talked to him before the race. He's in P8 at the moment, which will give him pole position for race 2. So I think he needs to, or he wants to, he will push everything he can to keep that 8th position and push for the win in the second race.
I don't know how many times Alexander Christensen actually has had that reverse grid pole position. There's once again a lead change on the way, because I have a feeling that Enzo Holman is going to go to the outside of Elias Adestam, or has that lead change? I have a feeling Elias Adestam is actually on the outside of Enzo Holman. That's indeed the case. And look at these three, they're back together. Victor Nielsen behind that. He hasn't got a victory either. Enzo Holman, like I said, was close at Yellowrossen. Victor Nielsen was close at Knutstorp, but dropped back in the later stages of that race. Enzo Holman back in front of Elias.
I mean, if our media manager is sending us some messages here with the points, and if Adestam...
Oh, goodness me, that's the 12. And who is that? That's
Philip Bartos.
Philip Bartos has gone round. That's not ideal for him. He was up in P17. A lot of drivers locking up, going down into turn 9. And a lot of rear wheel locking. I think all the pressure on the front right of the car and the rear wheels locking up.
I think Linus Granfors is playing it safe now. He will be still in the points lead if he finishes where he is. Obviously he wants to win. Adestam, if he can win the race and Linus is third, there will be just 9 points separating them. So it's a long way to go down before this championship is decided. Enzo Hallman now, he has his chance to win a race, so he will push for that.
Elias Adestam is charging his push to pass, Frederick, so he's going to use it on this back straight. He's going to use it early. He hasn't done that the whole season, and he's going for the overtake, and he's got him on the outside. That's pretty easily done. You gain quite a lot of top speed using push to pass this early on. Graham Hofmans using push to pass, Mikael Njør and Theo Jernberg, Alexander Christensen as well. He's not content with that P8. He wants higher, Frederick.
Yeah, and Adestam now is in the lead. Linus Granfors is third, like I say. If they finish in these positions, Granfors will be 9 points ahead of Adestam in the championship standings.
Elias is now going to try and make that gap. I have a feeling Elias might use that push to pass next time round on the straight as well to try and create that gap, try and break the toe. That is what he needs to do. He's taking risk. Philip Bartos also uses push to pass. He is sadly all the way down the order, couldn't overtake anyone with it. Here's Mikael Njør, the 6th, the Tershine car. The gloss is with him in the beautiful sun we have here this weekend at Mantorp Park, and he's doing a great job. Has overtaken Graham Hofmans, the 2, the Hancock car behind that. Hancock actually has a huge bridge, and that is down at turn 4 before we go on to the long back straight, and there's a beautiful Hancock bridge.
Yeah, we need to ask our cameraman to give us a view of the Hancock tire going out on the long straight, but yeah, they're representing here very well at the track, not just with the tires to our race cars, but also visually. You can see it in the back of the screen. You can see the big tire
there it is,
with the Ion electric road car tire, and the same exposure they have in Formula E. So we've got a connection there as well. So it seems to be pretty static now. The question is if Linus Granfors has
Elias Adestam, I told you, he's charging push to pass. I knew exactly what he is trying to do. The gap, though, a little bit smaller than he would have wanted. Linus Granfors is also using his push to pass. Ellis Spezia is using his push to pass. Theo Jernberg, it's lighting up like a Christmas tree, Frederick. I can't keep up with who's using push to pass. Linus Granfors has gotten past Enzo Holman, the top 2 in the championship. Now also the top 2 in the race, but in the wrong order. Elias Adestam in front of Linus Granfors. Linus has closed that gap, and I think Linus is in the best position to win this race here with push to pass left.
I'm not sure. Enzo Hallman has 2 push to pass left. He has used none of them. So Enzo Hallman has 2 times. It's 4 minutes to go, not many laps. So Enzo now needs to play it smart, where he will use it, where will he not use it, and all this time he's vulnerable. He needs to protect.
Also vulnerable is Ellis Spezia. If you go too deep, that's down into turn 8, and that's easily done. He tried to make his way around the outside of Victor Nielsen, who's now charged up his push to pass. He's going to use it at a completely different position than the others are using it. That is his second push to pass used. Alexander Christensen in the background had a moment off the track. The 4 of Theo Jernberg and the 47 of Jonathan Engström both got past. The checkered flag is out, and we finished. Elias Adestam has won this race. Linus Granfors is in second. Our timing screen at least says that we have finished, but it looks like they're still racing, Frederick.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. Sorry about that, but the guys, yeah, we have a start-finish. We have a finish flag on our screen as well. I think they are still pushing though.
It looks like this is not a normal in-lap for these cars. So Elias Adestam still leading the way, and we have to assume that this is not the end of the race. Linus Granfors and Enzo Holman both going past this contact on the straight. Linus Granfors, a huge crash. That's the championship leader out of the race. Contact on the straight with Elias Adestam. That is clumsy. I hope that Linus Granfors is okay. Enzo Holman was caught up in that as well. But that, Frederick, is the championship leader out of the race. Elias Adestam is now in first. Enzo Holman has dropped back as well. Ellis Spezia is trying to make his way past Victor Nielsen, but that is a huge crash on the back straight, and that's not what you want to see. Red flag is out. Let's hope Linus Granfors is okay. The thumbs up from one of the marshals. The door is open. They seem pretty calm, Frederick, but goodness me, that was a huge one.
That's a big one. That car is, I'm not sure we can repair that for race 2.
Goodness
so
me.
This might be the championship. This might be the championship over for the victory. So I have a look at the damage on Enzo Hallman as well. So from what I can see, the red is finished.
Here we go. Look at the contact. Linus Granfors to the outside. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, if I follow that wide line, it looked like Linus kind of came to the right-hand side, tried to push him to the inside, but that's difficult to say. I'll leave that one to the stewards, because I do not want to be involved in any of this. The red flag is out. We're all lining up back onto the starting grid, it seems like. Yes, indeed we are. We're all lining back up. And we're going to see if we can get this race back underway again. But that was a huge chance, and it looks like we're not going to get this race underway, because look at the debris that we have on the back straight. There's the 14 of Katie Turner making her way through the debris, seeing that stricken car of Linus Gronfors. But goodness me, ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy that Linus Gronfors is okay. Red flag is out. We had about 2 minutes left when the red flag came out, and I have a feeling this race is not going to be restarted. You can see the two Graham Hoffmans almost perpendicular to the track at the starting grid. But, well, I mean, Frederick, this is not what we hoped for.
No, and half of the field, I just went out to our mechanics standing on start-finish line, and half of the field got the finish flag. So the first drivers didn't get the end flag. So they were fighting for positions. So we need to figure out where we are in this. Obviously a big incident, so we just need to make sure that Linus is okay. I'm not sure if you've seen him get out of the car, but we need to figure out what. So they are waving them all on now. So I think, yeah, I don't know what to think, Dan. This was more than we wanted. This is more than expected.
This is, you know, Frederick, that I'm usually not speechless, but this has left me kind of speechless. I hope that Linus Gronfors is okay, and I hope that he can continue his championship charge. It would be so sad to see the championship end in the way it did. I don't know if Elias is going to get any kind of penalty, but we'll have to wait. That's one for the stewards, and I wouldn't want to be the stewards deciding this one, because you know there's a championship on the line. Elias Adestam, if it does finish like this, will take the full points. The quickest lap will go to Mikael Njör, so he will get that extra bonus point. I don't know what the plan is now.
I mean, we just have to assume that the timing we have is the finishing order of the race.
On the timing screen, we got the checkered flag for everyone, and the race director has also said to us these results are provisional, so that means that the race has finished. Here you can see the cleanup works. Well, how has it finished then? Elias Adestam, provisional results, keep that in mind, has finished in first. Linus Gronfors in second, so that would, if they have finished like this, would still give him points. Enzo Holman in P3 ahead of Victor Nielsen in fourth, and Ellis Spezia finishing in fifth. Mikael Njör in sixth, Graham Hoffmans in seventh. Eighth is Jonathan Engstrom, a good comeback drive from him. Ninth is Alexander Christensen. He has lost that reverse grid pole position. Theo Jernberg in 10th, Måns Dahlin in 11th, Alex Gustafsson in 12th, Louise Larsson in 13th, Isaac Arvidsson in 14th, Siri Höckfeldt in 15th, Sebastian Schinmark in 16th, Philip Bartos in 17th, Katie Turner in 18th, and 19th, Sebastian Serban, our new Romanian driver for this weekend. But this, Frederick, is a sad, sad sight to see.
Yeah, it's a sad sight. It looks damaged. I'm not sure we can get that out for race 2. We only have a few hours to get it ready. Just a sad ending to this first race. This was the deciding factor for the championship. So if we look at the standings in the points at the moment, Gronfors has 240 points and Adestam is 14 points behind him.
Let's hope, Frederick. Let's hope. Let's cross our fingers that Linus Gronfors can go back out. It's a huge repair job for the mechanics. But that was it for race 1 here at Mantorp Park. Elias Adestam taking the victory. Linus Gronfors out on what we presume was the cool-down lap, but the drivers at the front didn't know because they did not get the checkered flag. A bit of confusion, but we'll figure out what happens and we'll let you know once we get back for race 2. So then, a dramatic end, Frederick, to
dramatic.
14 points separating the top two now, because we have an idea of what happened. We don't know for sure yet, but the checkered flag was failed to show for the first couple of drivers. But, Frederick, since there's a red flag, we go back to the lap before, which is actually the lap they should have finished on. So I think because of that red flag, it actually worked out.
Yeah, I mean, what a race. This is not how we want to finish the season. This is not how we want it to be decided. So that's not good that there wasn't any finish flag for the top drivers. So the race was over when they were fighting and when they had the incident. So that was a big chance for Linus Granfors. Let's see how the mechanics can push to make that happen. So we're waiting for the top three now.
Here you go. This is Enzo Holman's car. This was together the contact also with, oh look at that, goodness me, that door is also, I think, Frederick, we're going to need a new door for that one.
It looks like we need a new door, that's correct, yeah.
We're awaiting the drivers at the moment at the podium. It's going to take some time. We first, of course, need to know if Linus Granfors is okay. 14 points now, like I said, separating the top two in the championship if the results stay like they are. It's Linus Granfors leading ahead of Elias Adestam by 14 points. Then it's Ellis Spezia. The points with Ellis Spezia, I don't know yet. You can see Enzo Holman. Enzo, real quick. First of all, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. It's no worries for me.
So, what exactly happened? What was your point of view?
Yeah, from my point of view, it was Linus on the outside, and I had Elias to the left of me, and I don't know what happened, but somehow they collected each other, and Linus just, he got turned into the wall and hit me on the way too. So I was hitting him like that, and then into the wall.
You think you're going to get the car ready to go out for race two?
Yeah, it's just a door and the front, and yeah, I think nothing is damaged because it worked fine, and yeah.
Okay, good to hear you. Thank
I
you.
just hope Linus is okay.
Thank you. Well, Enzo Holman, not the happiest, Frederick.
No, I understand. I understand he's
good
not.
to see he's okay.
Yeah, good to see he's okay. So the cars have done its job, keeping them safe. So here we have Elias. I will stop him.
Elias is trying to drive back to to the Next Gen Cup paddock, but he has to wait for the podium. Has to collect this trophy at the podium. So he's going to turn around. Let's see. We wait for Elias to park up his car, and then we can interview him.
Yeah, exactly.
Immediately when he gets out.
He seemed a bit confused.
Yeah. I mean, after what has just happened.
You go grab him.
So let's try and get Elias when he gets out of the car. Let's give him the time first to get out of the car. Elias, first of all, congratulations. Well, from what point of view, or from your point of view, what exactly happened?
I had the wheel straight on the conch that happened, so I don't know. We'll see what the stewards say. I'm pretty shaken, actually. It was a pretty scary crash.
So, for race 2, if it stays this way, you're going to be starting P8. Your car seems fine. Is there any damage?
I think there's a puncture or something left front, but I don't know. We'll see.
For race 2, starting P8, so you're going to look for a good start and get going from there?
Yeah, hopefully. We'll see. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Clearly, Elias confused. It was a scary crash, like he said. Not what he wants, not how he, Frederick, wanted to end the championship. I think for us it's time to end it here.
Yes, we will do the prize ceremony now for the top 3 in race 1, and then we will try to repair some cars and make sure there is a fight for the championship going into race 2.
We need all hands on deck. There's the puncture. Indeed, we did see the puncture on the left-hand side of Elias, his car. Luckily for Elias, not more damage. But like you said, a pretty scary crash. But before we go anywhere, I see someone walking up that I actually want to have a chat with. It's Linus. Good to see Linus, first of all. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
So, from your point of view, of course, you were on the outside. What happened?
Yeah, I don't know. I was just overtaking Elias. Then I don't know if I turned in, or if I got a hit in the rear, and then just spun into the wall. So I don't know any more than that.
Up until that point, it was a pretty difficult race at the front with the slipstream. If they're going to get the car ready, you think you'll be able to get back up to the front?
Yeah, we will see. Like it's I will probably start. Where will I start then? I will start fifth or.
If the results stay like they are, because we got the red flag, they'll go back to the lap before. I think you'll actually start from P7 if they get the car repaired.
Yeah, then I will just try to get a good result. But first of all, we'll just look if they can fix the car.
All right, good to hear you, okay, thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
So then, that was it here from race 1 at Mantorp Park. Thank you all very much for watching. We're now going to go to the prize ceremony, but good to hear at least all the drivers are okay. Thank you very much.
Good, great.